A performer must perform. Hello, I may have time to bump around and make some noise. Put up my markers. Always put your artist, devices up for, you know, you know, carry on. Uh yeah, working on late night draw. So I failed to do that before I went to bed. I probably should have. I thought, wake up. You know, maybe, maybe I should leave these out. At least that green, this, my one, what do you call it? And it just says, Copic. Yes, Copic sketch that I have access to. Now, I probably have others, but anyway, Tuesday trash day. I haven't even went out and gotten my trash can off the street. And literally the way they do it, it may wind up on the street. But anyway, why the late show, you might ask? Please don't ask that. Okay. Yes, I will tell you anyway. A few minutes late, of course, if you're on rewatch, you're right on time. Rex has done it again. And Texas Dave has been sent the link for you Taco Tuesday Texas Dave fans out there. With an apology for being late. Woke up, looked at the clock. I think I looked at the clock maybe about 11:30ish. I don't know. It was 11 something, and then boom, it's 3:56. It's like boom, 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 boom. At least it wasn't 4:56, which has been done. If you've been around long enough, welcome to episode 1293. Would Texas Dave eat a taco on Tuesday? I say yes. I say yes. Has he ever had a taco? I say definitely. We will find out if he shows up. I'm pretty sure I've asked him that because I've, you know, asked these wacky questions to begin with. We might have Mr. Mark Largent clock in with us later. We'll see. Happy birthday to Susie, Elsie's wife. It is her birthday today. I bet she gets some earrings. Just guessing, just spitballing it. Of course, he's already shown us those. Worked on Euphoria page. Will I show it? I don't know. Go back and watch the draw stream at least, and if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can go to the end and I show you. I worked on it a little bit after the draw stream, added a little bit more color, put in a border around it, a colorful turquoise border, very light turquoise. For you show, don't tell type people. I don't know what it is, and Omer says, visual media, it'd be radio too. Maybe I'll become a podcaster, and then I won't get those uh that advice. Let's put it that way. Haven't checked the mail, but I generally don't get any mail. You can see the sun still coming in. Yes, I'm still debonair as ever. Do people use that? Saboteur Comics, Aloha. I almost said Ola. Like that. Look that. Lick that. Like that icon. You know what I saw before I saw the cat with the red around it? I saw a black-faced girl. I kid you not. That's what I saw with red hair. Go figure. That's just the way my mind works. Ola works too. Yeah, absolutely. Don't know what it means, but hello. Hello. I guess my co-host is still trying to get in on his link. It hasn't been sent. I guess I could put it out in the chat, but we'll wait to see and get a message from him. I might as well show it. Okay, so my character Euphoria, and I've been working on getting the images that have been scanned, doing, so that I can put it over to the right of the campaign. I can put it over to the left of the campaign. The images I've been working on creating a smaller for the right hand side on the rewards or the tier side. Okay. And then, sorry, just woke up and everything settles and wants to break loose. But very sharp icon. Saboteur Comics. I imagine you are a cat lover, or you would not have a cat in your icon, or a black-faced girl. You take your co-host, come back. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. I don't know the song reference. Sorry, Ryan. So I can't sing it. Not at all. Yeah. Looks like a native girl to me. I mean, it looks like a native girl with very red or orange hair. That's what I first saw in it before I saw, oh, that's a cat with, some color behind it, a sunrise, a sunset, whatever. I thought of a saboteur and couldn't think of something that would fit, and laugh out loud. And I know cats are demons. Yeah. Yeah. Cats have a dubious reputation at best, right? Going back, I mean, highly revered in ancient Egypt and everything. Been working on an ancient Egypt story that will be, I'm going to try and work it in Momentum Unleashed. We'll see where it falls. I'm actually working on, several stories with that character, but yeah, no time in history is off the limit for me to tell a story with. I'll tell you that right now. You're going to have some fun with Devil Flyer and companion books. So I worked on Euphoria. This image is going to go up for sale, up on the campaign, and I already have this scanned and Ryan James's artwork, and I haven't gotten any of that up yet, but working on a Euphoria page here, and the concept behind here is like her mist or her hair. That's supposed to be her hair is sort of vaporous, right? And forming these biomorphic panels that I can put different images, to tell the story in. And so that's what I did. A little bit different. Took a these brush markers, which I really like. I've gotten a purple and a green. That's all. You can pick them up at Dollar Tree. They're very inexpensive, but I like how they handle. They are metallic finish, so they are, which I use, and you can see as an example here, the green one. I used the purple one on Euphoria, but you wouldn't know it because I covered it up. But you see the metallic sheen there on Bog. So I didn't want the metallic sheen necessarily. I can always go back and add more lines and do it again, right? I just wanted to, in a wispy way, wanted to lay out the panels, So that's what I did. And then I took Doc Martens with a brush, white out, and went over it. If it adds a little texture, all good. I'm kind of a painter by trade since college. Anyway, as Elsie would tell you, who's known me for 40 years, this year. So there it is. Add a little shadow on her neck and her eyes, a little of the color in here. I'm going to try and make her maybe a little bit more drab here and pick a little bit more subdued colors. I do have this ruled off, of course, for a splash page or just a page that I can put panels in, but which I'd already done, a lot on an earlier stream a long time ago, probably back in September. I did a bunch of these. Anyway, yeah, panel here, panel there, panel here, big panel here. Might even be blocked out even more. Having fun with it. The eyes are essential when I use the Copic for the eyes, very dark green that I really like. And I think that with highlights, so I think that turned out well. Welcome to the show, Shadowhawk. How are you, sir? Whoops, wrong button. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Yes, those are tears of blood. But yeah,
all right.
that's how much I got done on Euphoria. And I realized that this will not print, but I thought if I sell this piece, I'll go ahead and color the outer border anyway, instead of leaving it white. Just to add a bit more color for the collector, right?
Sure.
Even though it won't print, it'll cut off here where I've got it lined off. You give a little margin for the edge, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the margin.
And that is my character Euphoria. There's another little sketch card that, someone may get. I might keep that one for myself.
Cool.
If I can't keep something for myself, then what's the fun in that? Now, this is a concept for a character that's going to be a sketch card. And as I said before, I still have a few right here. I have 4 still cut out from the ash can, blanks for some. Well, they're not really sketch marks. Well, yeah, maybe sketch marks, like bookmarks, bookmarks. There is a bog, and it's already been done. And Shadowhawk may remember this one that I did. A bog reaching for what I call the spear of destiny. The little point. It looks like a little crystal.
I remember that.
And I thought, well, that will, and we're celebrating 10 years of Bog, and it'll probably say something about 10 years of Bog. And you can only, I want to do a bookmark. We started off with the trading card, which is the next thing to be the John Falandes Devil Flyer sketch cards, which is kind of in a sepia tone. and I'm going to leave it like that, because I think that's different, and it looks great. Has a little logo, says Devil Flyer on it too. He did a great job with that. Anyway,
Very cool.
so I want to do a bookmark on every campaign, but I really didn't start off, and that irritates a lot of people, I think. First stretch go, you get a bookmark. Now on FilmBat, you get a very big bookmark, a big bookmark. So he did something different with that. In fact, I think I already have one of those big bookmarks that he sent with my birthday present last year.
Yeah, I think I might have one of them already. I think. I'm not sure.
You might, yeah. I mean, he kind of came up with that thing. And he's like, oh yeah. I mean, you work on those type of things. Like 3 years ago, that artwork that I have up on the campaign, most of that was done like 3.5 years ago. The character designs for like Dead Ninja and Sargasso and Blood Dragon, Kill Dragon. And, I was doing trading cards before I was even on the internet. I mean, on YouTube. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And even
let's say hail to Saboteur Comics, Mike Walters, and Ryan Octagon. What's up, Ryan?
I will be on the Mike Show next month, December, I believe it's 21st, on the first day of winter. So, I've often said it'll be a cold day in hell before I do the mic stand again, but it'll be a cold day in winter. No, I had a wonderful time with Mike and thought it was a great show. And I don't know what he thought. He thought the more you do it, the more you kind of settle in. It's like, I'm probably not going to settle in. Here's a bud. I like it. Yes. Oh, maybe Euphoria is the character you're drawing digitally, Ryan. That's my guess. Probably not, because you're not that familiar with the character, but you might have screen captured something and thought, I don't know. Might be Bog, another Bog for the team.
Oh, Ryan hasn't told you what he's doing?
No, he said yesterday he's doing a new one and it's digital. He said, I'll give you a hint. Yesterday in chat, he said it's digital. I'm thankful. Thanks, Ryan, for the big hint.
Well, yeah, I saw that, but I thought he was just playing with the chat, and maybe you knew what was going on.
I have no idea. No, I'm clueless, just like usual.
Yes,
the publisher's always the last to know around here. I need to study Paul Lynde. I used to do Paul Lynde, it's just the way he quivered his voice, Most people that aren't our age don't even know who Paul Lynde is. Great comedian. Little on the gay side, but hey,
a little.
Speaking of 10 years ago, here's a thing in a little sketchbook of, well, let me see. I had something before it. I had some character type things I did. Here's a stretchy guy like Flex, probably. Drawing. These definitely different on these Bogs here. The year I created him, and so little things like this will be scanned and put into the 10-year section. Bog through the years, and so a couple different designs for a Bog here, and a sort of symbol here for some reason. Done in July 21st of 2015. Put mushrooms on his little brow on that one. So definitely, even that one's kind of cut off, but yeah. Even in 2015, I'm deviating. The very first year I created him in February, I'm already trying new things, with the character I always have, He's such an interesting character. Oh, and I was going to show you this one, which is a character that will be made into a sketch card because he's interesting enough to be done. Here you go. And this is done with one of these right here, one of these brush pens, if you call it a pen. There you go. created in October of 2015. And I'll give him a little sketch card and make him into a character. Maybe one of the 43 and put the Nazi symbol right here on that big chest plate of his.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yeah. Because I made it high where he's like, his eyes are peeking out almost like a covering, right? The shadow or something. Now the shadow, you kind of see his face, and often he's covered in red like this. But I mean, he's a COVID victim. Do you ever see anybody wearing? I do occasionally. Workers and things go in the dollar store. You got people stocking or working with the mask on. I'm like, oh my God, please.
The craziest one is I still see people on the highway when I'm going to work every day, and they're in a car by themselves with the mask on. Oh, who are you protecting yourself from? You're in the car by yourself.
Maybe they're illegally, transporting some, strange stuff that requires a little. I don't know, man. They probably just don't want to pay the carbon tax. They probably get a discount, from the government because that's.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you? I don't know.
Yeah, you got me. But it just cracks me up still when I see people doing that. I mean, you see like older folks, especially now that it's getting wintertime again. I see more people like putting masks on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when I see younger people walking around with these masks on, especially when they're alone in a car, it's like, what are you doing? You're doing 70 miles an hour on a highway. COVID cannot catch you.
Yeah. Well. So here, I'm always doodling different ideals, or, here's a bog where the logo is like above him, almost integrated. I think I might have showed you that. Roots sort of running down to his head, with some of my writing there. Done this year back in July. And here's one from May of this year. Little diamond shaped frontage and a little bit more angular on the brow,
Yeah.
Yeah, I look in here and I go, okay, that's Cortex there. Here's Devil Flyer here. Here's a bridge design, just all kinds of stuff. The mind goes where the mind wants to go sometimes,
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting. Yes. Hey, Ginkgo. Temu gets a discount, gentlemen. The Ginkgo says. The Ninja Ginkgo, Geico, whatever. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, and I've already started the process to compile such images of, bog, sometimes with other characters. Here's one done on burlap, very difficult gessoed burlap with markers for the color. I would have been better to paint it because markers don't work well on this at all. It's hard. This was very time consuming to get this much done on this. Some things are incompatible, but not impossible. And this is proof of it. Like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you. I've got another canvas up there. Did the same thing, but it was a smoother surface. This is more rough, and it's, I don't know. It's just, it worked better on that. I will endeavor to show some of my older stuff because I know we have some newer people to the channel. And before you ask, Shadow, because I know you were late coming in, and I was late to broadcast to slap my own hand.
Hello,
Elton. I did send the link to Texas Today. Now, did you read today's title? This is episode 1293. We are marching very quickly to 13 episodes. Sure. Let's go with that.
No, by the time I got in here, you sent me the link. I spent all my time just trying to get into the back room. It was an extra 12 minutes after you started. So
you know what will make, you know what would make it easier for you, maybe? That's
go ahead.
Question.
Let's see what you're.
Play one of your favorite songs as you try and do it. Charge of the Light Brigade.
Okay.
You know, and maybe that would help, you know, and just with the mindset of trying the frustration, because I know it's frustrating when things don't work. And often, you know, I mean, even recently to get on different things for just my camera to be engaged and mic, sometimes I got to try like 3 or 4 times to get on a stream, you know. Even Topicless Tuesday, and I will be on Topicless again this week, tonight.
So where did you get the idea that Charge of Light Brigade is one of my favorite songs?
I thought it was. We've talked about it. We played it.
There's a song called "The Trooper" from Iron Maiden that's based on the Charge of the Light Brigade, and that's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe that's what I played or whatever. You introduced me to the, even though I'd heard it before, I didn't know it by that title, whatever. Yeah, I was just like, when you're trying to do something, it's just like, imagine yourself in battle saying charge, you know, and giving it your all till you get blown up or you seize the day. Carpe diem.
I was going to say, you know, all those guys died.
Well, I'm kind of a sucker for that, like 300.
Yeah,
I'm kind of a sucker for that, you know, and I'm kind of that way. Give it your all, and if that's not good enough, I'll die on that hill, you know.
Well,
that's
yeah,
kind of my approach.
But, you know,
I was one of those obstinate. We've talked about this. Like there was this bully or this larger kid, and he thought would throw his weight around, right, at my cousin's house. He defeated my cousin very quickly and my brother, and he struggled to get me to submit for an hour or more. And I never did give up. And he's like, I'm going to break your arm. And I'm like, well, break it. You know, I'm not giving up to you douchebag. You know, I'm not giving up.
Right.
And it was on a trampoline. We were wrestling on a trampoline. And as you know, when you're on the nylon surface of a trampoline, I think it's nylon.
Oh, yeah.
It burns. So it wasn't fun for me. He had me outclassed. I mean, I was the youngest of all 3, and yet I was the one that wore the bully down. You know, Rex wins. He just gave up. So if he gave up, I won. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, I did. I had a very similar thing happen with a good friend of mine and his local bully, and we got out some boxing gloves and I put them to fucking school.
Did you say hello to Carrie?
Yes, I did. Oi, Sabaloi, Carrie.
Okay, all right. Just check.
Yeah, I just body shotted this big boy until he couldn't lift his arms up anymore. And then once he couldn't lift his arms up, I started popping him in the nose until he cried like a little girl.
Well, our neighbor, who was a year older than my brother, and my brother's 2.5 years older than me, so he's about 3 years older than me. He's on a 10-speed. I'm on a dirt bike, and we rode straight playing chicken right in front of the house. We rode straight together, and we hit tires, front tires, just square. Both of us. Both of us did not give up. I lost that one. Why do I say I lost that one? Because his is heavier. He's heavier. He's a bigger guy, right? So I went, bam, off into the ditch. You know, got catapulted with the bike. Yeah.
But
I didn't give up. So I'm just that way. It's like, I'm going to die in the moment. I'm turned over in a gas truck. Of course, I couldn't do anything about that, but I ran off the road going 83 miles an hour, fishtailed it 12 times before I got it back up on the road, which was amazing because I really thought we were going to flip over, pretty wild stuff, but you got to keep calm in that. I was like, we were just going like this, and everybody was behind us was like, whoa, and slowed down, and got away from us because we were like doing a stunt, for real life. I wish somebody had filmed that, because it was amazing piece of driving work or stupid. What it was, Shadow, is we had a training session the week before, and I had taken the same darn route, going the same wrong way outside of North Little Rock, right? And we started heading toward Forest City, which is not the way to go if I want to come to Jonesboro and come home, right? And it seemed like it was forever before I got to a cutoff to come back, just to turn around. It was like, man. And I said, I don't want to do that. The week before, I saw a little break between the lanes, right? A police little area where they can go, right? And I said, I'll catch that. I'm going 83 miles an hour. My brain says, oh, there it is. And in the week, from the week prior till then, they put a cable up. And so I'm like off in the grass, and it was slightly drizzling, which makes it slippery. And I had already ran off the road in West Memphis, or right outside of there in a town called Marion, which is before you reach West Memphis from where I'm at. And it was same scenario, slight drizzle, wet grass. I applied the brakes, and man, did I slide. Don't do that. I learned not to do that, right? That one, I downed part of the metal fence and went up on the sort of on-ramp. Fell asleep at the wheel in between two semis. Went up over a hill and dozed off. And my douchebag, we wouldn't even been driving. We were extremely tired and worn out from partying, basically, and drinking. Not that we were drunk at the time. I don't think we were just extremely wore out and tired.
Yeah, hungover.
Partying and dancing, whatever. And we could have stayed over with the girls over, a few hours, right? Got some sleep before we come back. No, I've got to go to the bank today. I've got to, which he didn't. He slept the whole freaking day. He slept on the way back. He only woke up after I went off the road. And then he prompted back to sleep again. I had to muddle on through and drive us back in my brand new car, which is now scuffed, which was an 83 Thunderbird. It was back wheel, I'll never get rear wheel drive again. Never. I slid off the road more on ice and stuff like that.
I grew up with rear wheel drive. I love it.
I don't. I at least I didn't back then because I couldn't control it. I mean, I was on the ice and it started doing donuts in the road. I actually slid off the road and nearly hit a telephone pole, and it was a deep ditch. I had to get a record to get me out of that one, and all going home from school in the wintertime. So this would have been around early 80s.
The amazing part to me about that story is that guy went back to sleep after you fucking got in an accident, I'd have never been able to go back to sleep.
And there was no reason for, he just didn't want to stay over. I need to go to the bank and ask for a loan and blah, blah, blah. He had this wild idea. He worked at, and this is Mike that occasionally, he lives here in town and he drives 18-wheeler now, even today. And he's like in his early 70s, right? He was older than me. And the reason I had him for a roommate for 4 months was the roommate that I graduated with, Scott, that I got to see last September for the first time in 40 years at my reunion. He's bald. It's hilarious. He's like, do you know who I am? As I'm coming in, right, to sit down and order and say hi to everybody. And I'm like accosted by this person saying, you know who I am? Grabbing my arm. And I'm kind of starting because I wasn't expecting that. And I'm looking at him. I'm going, Scott. Yeah, it took me a second, but yeah. And then I was embarrassed later because somebody one of the ladies says, you know who I am? And I'm like, I haven't got a clue. They had to tell me, which does not speak well of me, for not remembering. But, all my annuals, half of my annuals were burnt up in the fire. Half of them was confiscated by my ex-wife prior to that. So no annuals. If I just had one annual, it would help me remember people. I have pretty good memory, but I mean, after 40 years, it's like, yeah, people change, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
With that said, remember when I went to Walmart earlier this year or maybe last year, and I said, you used to go to West Side, didn't you? West Side of Brooklyn. And he said, West Side. And I said, I thought so. You used to play basketball against me, at West Side. And I recognized that guy after 40 years,
That's cool.
From another school. I did that once at the Christian bookstore that I used to work for. I got access to some old annuals, and it might have been at school. I don't know. But I was looking back at the graduates of like all the years, and going back and looking at some of the teachers that were still there when I was in school, like Mr. Miller. He went way back. And anyway, I saw this girl's face, and it was around 99, 2000, so it's about 30 years ago. Now, this girl had already graduated in like 1967 or 8, I think it was, right? Before I even started there. She had never seen me and knew me in my life. And I was like, you're an old Valley View girl, aren't you? And she was startled. Yeah, how do you know that? And it's like, well, I looked in some old annuals, saw your face, and I recognize you. And I'm great with faces, bad with names.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
If somebody asked me, what's Shadowhawk's real name? Of course, I wouldn't tell them. Mum's the word, even though it's out there if you want to look it up. But I might have to think about that. What is his name? I'm bad with names. I think I've known him long enough to know his name, But one time I forgot my own name. I told you about that. When I was in 5th grade, this new girl came, and I think it was a blood sugar thing, where my memory wasn't. I wanted to introduce myself to this beautiful blonde young lady that had just joined, and I don't know, she didn't stay around very long. And I couldn't think of my name. I've forgotten my name once in my lifetime. Welcome to the show, Maya and Texas Dave. I thought I would introduce your cohort first, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Thank you.
Where are in the house are you located here? Where is this? I don't recognize it.
In my living room.
Your living room. Okay. All right. Yeah. I see she's getting her. Huh?
I've relocated my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was going to say, did you rearrange? Because it looks like a different view of the room.
Yeah, it is. It is a different view of my living room because I've got a new chair I'm sitting in now. It's a lot more comfortable.
Ah, very nice. There we go.
I can just chill out and swivel.
Texas Dave, if you don't know, is a famous cat wrestler. He's obviously within a match, so let's take a look. But she's gonna knock you out with that tentacle. I'm telling you.
I know.
Yeah.
But at least
that's the only thing about cats. They tend to put their behind in your face, and
they do
really don't care.
Yeah. But at least you can see the cat a bit better, when she's on my lap.
Yeah. We got a good look at her.
But you look very comfy, Dave. So that's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Ozzy says Rex is like an elephant till this year, with the giant memory, right? Your real name, Shadowhawk, is Oscar de la Hoya.
Golden Boy.
According to Golden Boy. If Dave wins his match, we might want to name him that.
There you go.
Carrie says we all know Shadowhawk's real name is Bert. Come on.
Carrie, dang it, you promised. You promised not to tell.
Thought that was at Beale Street, Rex. What part of my story was at Beale Street? I have been to Beale Street in Memphis. Texas Dave, salute to Texas Dave. Texas Dave, the man. Macho man. Famous cat wrestler.
Well,
so what's been going on in your life, Dave, besides cat wrestling?
I'm still getting my kitchen done.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm still getting the kitchen done.
Wow. I hope it doesn't take 8 months like getting your spinner rack.
I know, that took a while, didn't it?
It took a while. Yeah.
So I'm finally getting some new banister rails installed.
For your stairs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are these like low impact? So if you fall again and ram into them, they won't hurt as much?
Well, no, it would still hurt, but I'm going to get a rail on both sides so I can hold on going up and going down.
Yeah, I've got railing on the left-hand side that goes up till the ceiling, and then it cuts off, and then I've got one that goes up all the way. And that one on the right that goes up all the way is invaluable because often I have the light off, when I'm ascending the stairs till I get to the top.
So you've got to be careful. But the chap that came today, he's sorted out the wall. The wall got knocked down, to make the room bigger. He's put some wood on it now to make it look more like a stair rail,
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan says, I heard that if you have a cat, you have parasites. Do you think that is true? Well, I know I don't. Of course, I don't have a cat, but I eat pumpkin seeds for one thing to get rid of parasites.
Yeah, I don't have any parasites to my knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's possible for cats to have certain things, and that's why they're not supposed to be around really young babies, because there's like some kind of breathing thing that they can get. But as far as parasites go, Ryan, I mean, any animal can get parasites. You just have to.
The only parasites that my cats had the odd occasion has been the odd one or two fleas.
Well, some thinking or superstitions and are kind of born out of actual things that happen, right? So yes, isn't there an old legend or superstition that cats come up and of course they like to check you out, on a baby being probably down on its back, that cats were kind of like thought to like take the breath away.
Yeah, I do recall hearing things like that. Yeah.
And I believe that from what I heard, that was just based on the fact that, babies rats usually smells like milk. So the cats end up getting up in the crib and then licking on the baby's face. But
Mystery
they weren't
solved.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the explanation I heard for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to make sense.
She's back.
Hey, Maya.
Back. You back?
Totally recovered from your cold and whatever you had.
Yeah.
From a couple weeks
ago. I'm back to normal again. Back to normal.
You're covered in bugs. Scrape your hand, put under a microscope.
Oh yeah.
Sweet baby.
We have plenty of little but those are what do they call them? It's not a parasite, it's a symbiote. So it's a symbiotic relationship.
Smothering babies in the intention to keeping them warm. I guess they could roll up on a baby's face.
Yeah, I suppose they could.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, just been trying to blame the chat back in the days. I don't know what that means. But cat. Oh, just trying to blame the cat back in the days. Yeah. Well, what was it? London had the flea Black Death, wasn't it? Created by fleas because they got rid of all the cats. Which got rid of the rats that got, had fleas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so, and the rats were infesting, or the fleas were infesting the rats. So, it's not good.
Oh, did the cats have the flea? Well, I mean, I know the disease came
from the
fleas. The rats had the
fleas. But it was the fleas on the rats. And, yeah, apparently, they were freaking out. They didn't know what was causing it, and they got rid of all the cats.
But I mean, the fleas would get on the cats too, though, right?
I possibly, sure.
But you don't want to get rid of your mousers, which is going to get rid of 99% of your problem, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If you would have kept your cat, you probably would have had less rats in your house, right? So.
Ryan says that makes sense. Shadowhawk sounds like a cover-up. Says the Ninja Ginkgo. Rats had fleas. Yeah, cats killed rats. Yes.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, but now that was in England, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that part of your history. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was that the Black Death? Was that the Black Death, Shadow?
Yes. The Black Plague. The plague.
What you doing, Pussy?
I saw Frankenstein.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I saw Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed by Hammer.
No.
Sucked you right in on that one, my friend.
No,
yeah,
sure.
I got this. I watched Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. The guy that's brains transplant and wakes up and, he's got the scar and he's like freaking out because he's in another body. That guy was in David Lynch's Dune. He was sort of the attendant that had the blue lip, the bottom blue lip. Same guy, British actor.
Oh, okay.
David Lynch's Dune. That was the first movie I saw him in. Probably this one, but I just didn't remember it as a kid. I also said I saw Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. Good, solid movie. The same actress that played in Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and she's a beautiful blonde actress, is also in Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. Very good. Taste the Blood of Dracula, which is I'm working on that one now again, which it's not as compelling to me, but it is a sequel to the first one that I watched. And then, of course, I'll probably finish this out and watch The Mummy, which was one of the late 50s.
Now, is that the Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee,
yes. Yeah, he also played the Mummy, I think.
Yes. One of the actors, I've been watching some Sherlock Holmes, the old 50s Sherlock Holmes. And one of the actors, British actors that was in one of that with Pauline Goddard. Who's Pauline Goddard? She's a British actress that started out, or her most famous films and silent films are with Charlie Chaplin, big Chaplin girl. Probably married to him at one time. I don't know. I mean, definitely there was
something going on.
Yeah, something going on. But she was in one of those detective stories from the 50s.
Oh, cool.
Black Death or Black Plague made a comeback in the 90s in India because of fleas. I could see that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. They had outbreaks happening here and there. I think even a couple in Africa.
Rid of it?
Well, you got to get rid of the fleas.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, right? I mean, mosquitoes bite you, fleas bite you, and of course, exchange of blood there, and the disease is introduced. There's more people killed by mosquitoes than anything else in the world, about 2 million per year.
Yeah, deadly little bastards.
Yeah, but fleas are awful. Bed bugs, anything that bites you and has that blood exchange is just awful.
Mm-hmm.
I've never encountered a bed bug and hope I never do. Those are insidious little things, I would say. Now, Texas Dave, I have a question for you. Would Texas Dave eat a taco on Tuesday? Is our title. I say yes. And I may have even asked.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually ever had one.
Oh, no love for the host today. I thought for sure you had at least experienced a taco.
No, I can't remember experiencing one.
Wow. If you ever come back over to the States in my vicinity, we have to get you a good taco. Right. Although there's some debate on what would be a good taco. I would probably just take you to my favorite taco place, which is Taco Bell. Sorry, Shadow.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Don't do it, Dave. I'll make you a taco, and it will be one of the best things you've ever had. A fajita taco.
Oh, yeah, fajita taco. Oh, yeah. Thanks for saying that, Shadow, because I may make tacos, and then I was thinking, I'm out of cheese. And I was thinking, but now I have some fajita mix too that I can do. Of course, I'm out of cheese, but you don't have to have cheese on it to make it a taco.
I like cheese though.
Yeah, we have Taco Bell in the UK. Well, that's the one thing I love, but now they're very expensive. What used to be 89 cents, 79 cents. I can remember when it was 79 cents or cheaper. A taco. They're now like $1.80 something a piece. That's outrageous for a taco. Considering there's not much cost in the ingredients.
Yeah, depending on the taco. Like if you get a steak taco or chicken taco, I think they charge you a little bit more than the ground beef. But
yeah. Now with a soft taco, we should explain that it is probably. Now you might do it with corn tortilla, but probably a flour tortilla, so that it'll hold all the ingredients. But usually it's a hard shell. I prefer the hard shell tacos. If Dave knows what a taco is, I would be shocked. Ryan said, well, they do have Taco Bell in the UK. Taco Bell went up that much. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's like any other fast food thing. It's expensive to eat there anymore. Abby just got out of bed. Let me let her outside, and I'll be right back. Shadow Hawk, what about your own sardine eating and consumption and stuff?
I think I'm just going to have to. Yeah, I'm probably going to condense everything. No, I did not. I haven't been feeling up to it lately, Rex. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna condense the weekly shows into one show on Saturday. I really just don't have the energy to do, the 4 o'clock and then do the sardine stream in the middle of the week.
Yeah, that's my problem with doing these streams after ours, unless it's like a 10 o'clock late night something, because I have time to rest in between shows. I prefer that, because I'm better for the next day and blah, blah, blah. Unless I'm up till the crack of dawn or beyond watching Hammer films, and then I oversleep.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think I can manage if I'm just doing one little bit longer show at noon on Saturday. I think I can manage that a little easier. I'll do the comic review and then follow it up with the sardine stream and just combine them together. So that's the plan for now. So, Dave, you got any new acquisitions or anything handy that you'd like to show us?
I've got this new book.
I can't control the screen. Shoot, sorry.
We might have to wait till Rex comes back to make the picture bigger.
Yeah, that one's a little small. Sorry about that. Didn't think about that part. I can't enlarge the screen while he's gone.
That's all right. We can still chat.
Sure, of course we can. So how close are you getting to being done? Is the banister like the last thing, and then you're good to go, or how far do you got?
I've had the joiner here today sorting out the banister wall, because I've got a dividing wall, so that's got another banister on it now. But he's had to timber out the other side because I had my kitchen wall taken down. So he had to put something up to frame it for the stairs. It was a big open space before.
No, I got you. Okay.
So he's been doing that today, and then he's going to put the banister rail on tomorrow, and then have a banister rail on both sides, and then it all gets painted. Then the sealant guy comes and does all the sealing around the edges, and then the kitchen will be finished.
Easy peasy, lemon squeeze.
Another couple of weeks, maybe you'll be good to go.
Yeah, well, put it this way: they started my kitchen on the 23rd of May.
Wow, that's been a while.
Yeah,
5 months.
Have you just been puttering around cooking, or have you been eating out more? Or combination of both? What?
A bit of both, but I mean, I can use my kitchen now. It's got all the appliances in, and everything's connected up. So it's mostly finished. It's just a few finishing touches now.
But there was a while there that it was tore out where you couldn't really cook, right? So you probably sandwiches and going out more, things like that.
Breaking out
my
there
was a few weeks when I didn't have a kitchen, so I couldn't wash up in the kitchen. I couldn't cook. I didn't have any worktops.
Say cook again.
Cook.
You can definitely, in words like that, you can hear the Scottish heritage.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
He's not totally converted into the UK. I mean,
I was saying to Shadow, I've got a new book if you want to have a look at it.
A new book.
Ooh,
yeah. That's actually an Avengers cover there. Yeah, from the 70s. Yeah. I actually have a test cover of that, or did. I don't know if I've sold it, but yeah, I've actually had a test cover. A test cover is a early inspection pull of the cover off the line.
And that's the back cover
with the ads. Very nice.
It's only a small book, this one. It's mainly text.
It's a small book.
But there is one or two pictures in it. I'll just show you.
Okay. Well, you glossed over the inside back cover, I noticed, which had graphics on it. inside back cover.
Oh, the inside back cover. Yeah.
There we go.
It's only got the same as
little blow up there. Yeah, that's a burst through cover, kind of like Devil Flyer #1, where he's bursting through the page, the cover. That's cool. Now inside, he still hasn't shown us the inside back cover, but okay,
show you the inside. Yeah, that's
that's inside front cover. I was saying it.
Oh, the inside front cover.
So we got Iron Man and then the other half. That's cool. So they took the image and printed it on the inside of the cover and then folded the cover around the book, so that you get the whole image. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
They split the image with the guts of the book. That's an ideal Shadowhawk. Yeah, I may have to do that. That's pretty cool.
That's the title of the first chapter.
Oh, that looks great. Roy Thomas, 1970 to 72. That's cool. So probably going to talk about him bringing Conan to Marvel.
Yeah. Well, this is all about the Avengers.
There you go. John Buscema there. Yellow Jacket. He created the character of Yellow Jacket. I actually have a couple drawings of Yellow Jacket done by that look like they could be a preliminary drawing. They're probably not.
Yeah, I thought that was one of his better designs over the year. Even, over Ant-Man and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that's when her and Janet Van Dyne were getting married, or Hank Pym, right? They had a good story. That was a great run by John Buscema. He drew the Avengers for a long time. And he kept coming back to the Avengers and drawing it for Marvel at different stages. He was drawing it in the 80s as well as the 60s. Cook tacos. I would say he would say Cook. Don't know that I've ever had.
I
love Taco Bell.
I would say Cook. I would say Cook. Just like Cook.
Cook tacos.
So is it basically telling the story of that? Well, I guess it looks like it's taking from that one story and chopping it up for the graphics in the book.
Yeah, it's just talking about, like all the different things that, that were done in the 70s for the Avengers.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Talk about female empowerment. This has got to be probably one of the most famous covers with Valkyrie and Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Wasp, Medusa, who started out as a villain. Black Widow started out as a villain. Hawkeye started out as a villain. Wonder Man started out as a villain. So I'm not breaking precedence by making Cortex a villain and then changing him to a hero. Now, am I? No.
Quicksilver was a bad guy too.
Quicksilver was a bad guy with his sister too. Yeah. Dirty mutants.
That's it. Filthy mutants.
Filthy, scummy mutants with fleas that caused the Black Plague. Wait, maybe that's a bridge.
Superpower.
Ooh, Sentinel. Got a Sentinel there.
Okay.
Now that looks like some John Byrne artwork from later. I don't know.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say who that artwork is.
Yeah.
That's chapter 2.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean, Steve Englehart was probably the first writer, from Avengers from 1976 that was on Avengers when I first started it. Love those stories, but he quit the Avengers about the year I started. So I got very few stories, but I remember Steve Englehart as a writer and his writing. Mantis there, another lovely lady from the Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't like what they did with Mantis, really. She's such a great character, could be such a lovely lady, for the Marvel Universe, and yet they made her this tentacly looking antenna alien and for comedy. And of course, that's Dormammu, if I can say that right, which has been in Doctor
Dormammu, yeah.
Loki
what in you mean like in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy, yes. Guardians of the Galaxy, Mantis, yes.
I still thought she was pretty cute.
Well, I
Even
mean,
with
she wasn't that sophisticated, Oriental looking cute that she was in the Vicinity.
No, yeah. She was drawn much differently. Yes.
Yeah. But now I recently watched Endgame, and remember Mantis jumped on Thanos' head and subdued his mind, or tried to, right? He was resisting.
Yeah.
But Mantis was in the middle of the fray there. In the back.
Yeah, which you wouldn't really expect out of her. But
now see, that looks like
cool.
George Perez Scarlet Witch with her hands raised and the Kirby crackle in the lines and stuff.
Yeah, kind of does.
Yeah. Even from a distance, in these little bitty, well, a great distance actually, across the pond. Can you say pond for us?
Across the pond.
Yeah. See, Mantis had a wonderful. Mantis had this wonderfully yellow and green, wild looking go-go dancer outfit. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, didn't they make her bald after a while, though?
Well,
I swear she lost the hair at some point. Is that a different character I'm thinking of?
Now, this page here.
The headband.
No, that was Moondragon. Moondragon. You're thinking of Moondragon.
Moondragon. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Now, this looks like a Jim Starlin page, which we talked about on Feature Friday a little bit. You've got Swordsman there. Oh, you know what? Looking at that face of Vision, I bet it could be Dave Cockrum.
Oh,
it's probably Jim Starlin. It's probably Jim Starlin.
I think it's Starlin. Yeah, it looks like Starlin.
Kang the Conqueror. Yeah, those angst-looking faces look very Dave Cockrum, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
This has got a plethora of different insert from all over Avengers history. But the Bronze Age Avengers, let's face it, with the Vision and Thor and Iron Man and Captain America and maybe Moondragon, Hellcat, the Beast, that was the best team for Avengers. That was the best writing on Avengers, I think.
I mean, there's a lot of good stories back then.
Yeah.
Hard to say which team was actually the best. I mean, I don't know enough Avengers lore to make that call.
Ryan James read that in the Essentials and he loved it. Now that I know for sure is one of the first stories that I ever read in the Avengers. That's Lyndon Baines Johnson with the glasses. He's president in this Counter Earth with Hyperion, and that's George Perez artwork. I actually have some production artwork to this issue, and if you would like to see it, I will get it because it's right handy. But now that you're into the George Perez stuff, which got me into comics, I don't want to leave, Dave. It's riveting stuff.
Yeah, they've been bopping around quite a bit with the artists. So.
Yeah, I can't remember this artist name. He worked for DC Comics. He did, I think, the original Hellcat. Remember the 4-issue Cat stories?
Yeah,
I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
Trying to think of his name. He used to do Supergirl in the 60s. Ooh, Jim Shooter, who we just lost.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that with the Beast. So that's all George Perez there. Hell yeah. I might even have this page, to tell you the truth. George Perez. Hell yeah. The sweet spot. I mean, George Perez can hardly do anything wrong, Shadowhawk. I may be biased, but he is. There's Ant-Man.
Bernie Wrightson. So, yeah.
There's Ant-Man knocking out, or at least hitting, the Beast and Black Panther all in one shot.
Yeah, he just freaking zips up from the floor.
Oh, is it Nelson Rockefeller? Okay, I haven't read those in a while. Thank you for the correction. I was thinking, though, that LBJ was the president of that counter Earth. Am I wrong, Marcus? Or do you know? Thanks for the correction.
Yeah, that's why he's saying it's Nelson Rockefeller.
Well, I won't. You know, it all dealt with that Roxanne Oil Company. You know.
What do you think on that one, Rex? Was that John Byrne on that Scarlet Witch?
Hard to tell. Let me embiggen just a little bit to see. No, that's George Perez. Yep.
Is it George? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I see her face, yeah. I was wondering about that one myself. Essentials are totally essential. Yes. Yeah, these are the Perez pages. Look at that short-lived outfit. Some of these Van Dyne outfits only lasted for an issue or two, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah. But she had some pretty cool different Wasp costumes over the years. She also had some pretty
absolutely. I like the little blue, the little white with blue trim. Oh, this is the Korvac saga.
That one was nice.
Where the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers go up against Korvac, and they all died almost. The universe is almost lost. And they did a what if story on this. And if you've not read the Korvac story, you can get it in trade paperback, but it is abridged. It is like one of those that they told over time and developed. Now, I believe this is Don Newton on the artwork, known for Batman, but let me look here. Is that Don Newton's artwork? Let's see. Alex Nino. Let's see. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen these. I do need to look at my Avengers Essentials and reacquaint myself. This was a stand-in artist for an issue, probably. Even George Tuska would do that every now and then. Great writers. And Roger Stern, yes.
I don't know. Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye?
Yeah, that's John Byrne. When John Byrne, after George Perez and that other artist that was drawing Korvac, John Byrne had a good little run on the Avengers as well. Of course, every major title he had a good run on.
Yeah, pretty much everything in Marvel.
He redid the heads for the Ditko box, and I used to own that page. Although there's not a Mockingbird, and I'll tell you why. Because he penciled it, but he never inked it on the page. That was the last character on the page, and it was just penciled in. So he never did a Mockingbird. Or if he did, he did it later on another piece. He also redid the X-Men, as you well know, for the Ditko box. The heads.
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
There you go. Tony Stark making coffee or getting coffee for himself or Miss Marvel. A nice kitchen scene. Shall I pour you some? Oh, and one of my favorite characters, the bride. I never can. Jessica, or how do you say her name? The Bride of Ultron.
Yeah, Jocasta, was it?
Jocasta. Yeah, I never can.
So that's my favorite. My favorite Miss Marvel there.
She got Janet Van Dyne's sort of anagrams from her mind, sort of a brain transfer.
This is all the credits, by the way, for all the illustrations.
Oh, and okay, so starting at Avengers 74, Jim Mooney, there you go, and Sal Buscema. Yeah, Sal Buscema did some. John and Sal. Rich Buckler, Joe Sennett. Yep. Very cool. So going all the way up to the almost 200th issue.
Oh, there you go. Rex, Dave Cockrum, Bill Mantlo.
All right. There you go. Yeah, that was giant size annual. I've said it before, I need to bring that back with Momentum Comics. Pablo Marcos. Yeah. He was a great inker and artist. The Korvac saga and the artist Dan Winslow. Yes. Finished it. Yes. Perez left for DC during the Korvac saga. Yeah. Korvac saga was 10 issues. I would say two great stories. You got Death of Phoenix and you got the Korvac saga. And the Korvac saga had a wonderful what if story done on it, where the Avengers actually lose to Korvac.
Oh, that's cool.
Spoilers.
What if
he winds up destroying the whole universe, the whole Marvel universe? Because if it's an imaginary story, you can destroy your universe, right?
Sure.
And there was an Atlantis attacks, and that had a big impact on me. Not so much the Atlantis attacks that year and all the annuals and the crossovers. It was
what was that, like 80? What year was that? 86, 84?
Early 90s for the Atlantis.
Was it early 90s?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was back then somewhere.
Yeah. Early 90s. But now in that story, the Avengers defeated the threat. In this story, they did not, and the entities could go on to other universes and destroy them as well. So in this think about this. In the main Marvel universe, they stopped the threat. In the what if scenario, they did not, and they go to another universe and said, ooh, then you could have another Atlantis attacks. Because this universe did not, in the main universe. Cyclical, see?
Oh, I got you.
You see what I mean? In that universe, they didn't stop it. So that could affect the main universe again. And they might have to fight off that threat once again. Because, when you do the multiverse thing, when you're dealing with cataclysmic choices like that, it can affect your main universe. I thought it was a good story. They'll never revisit it, but I thought the ending was like, wow, if this threat can go to other universes and destroy them, then it could possibly wind up on what's the main universe? Earth 616 with Marvel? I don't even know.
Like that. Is it 616 or 316? I forget what the hell it is.
Yeah, I mean, why do you need numbering and why start at 600? I guess it shows you I guess it doubles down on the multi-universe thing, right?
Yeah, well, I guess it's like, because they're numbering. So, like, if you're in the 600s, that just tells you how many, multiverses that have already been discovered, or I don't know.
Yeah,
to make it seem very large, right?
Well, I mean, Doctor Strange. I didn't watch the TV show, but
in the movie,
Multiverse of Madness, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Reynolds in the
even
house.
Like in what was that? Not Endgame, but in the one before that, whatever it was.
Infinity War.
Yeah, where he's cycling through all the possible multiverses to see if he can find a way to defeat Thanos, and he just
Doctor Strange. He looked in over 14 million universes.
Was it that many? Okay, I didn't remember.
And Tony Stark said and how many do we win? He says 1.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene because you see him like, conjuring up these little windows in his mind or whatever, and it was just rush.
Yeah, he's doing this type shaking effect, right? Where he's like looking,
hey, wild streams free.
Almost like the Marvel flipping pages at the beginning, right? He's like,
yeah,
like the Flash, he's looking through very quickly. Yeah.
What? It's getting chilly tonight.
And of course, to win, Tony Stark has to die, make the supreme sacrifice because he can't take the power. Remember, the Hulk wound up in an arm sling because he couldn't hardly take the power of the. He said it'll kill any of you, and then of course, even with Tony Stark, it's amazing he could even snap his fingers and do it because he's got a weakened heart. Of course, he's got it powered by his tech. So, but ultimately, yeah, it kills Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, not Rodney Dangerfield, might as well be. Anyway, becomes Dr. Doom in the next Marvel.
Dangerfield.
Rodney Downey Jr. I know. One of my favorites because he was actually nominated for an Oscar playing Chaplin.
Oh, let me tell you, I get no respect for space from Thanos.
I tell you, I'm not Dr. Doom. Yeah, he's going to play Dr. Doom. I'm sure he'll do a good Doom. I think he's one of the greatest actors of all time, at least in our time. I think he's a great actor. He's one of those that have a lot of range. Yeah. And I'll tell you another actor.
His Sherlock Holmes movies were good too. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've seen both of those. I think he did too, right? Didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, they don't exactly.
Yeah, not like the books.
Watch it for what it is. Fun.
We lost your audio there for a minute. Can you repeat that?
Hold on. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now. That's why I'm
talking. Just saying. What? It sounds weird to me. I don't have my audio from you back.
Oh, okay.
What the hell's going on? Strange.
Maybe come back.
I don't know. I got disconnected for a second. Let me check my settings. It might have done something.
Well, don't remember your salient point, which was talking about it was divergent from the books, I believe you were going to say. Sherlock Holmes.
Wow, dude. Most of my hearing is just fucking destroyed all of a sudden. What's going on? Oh, you know what? No, that's not it.
Do the Thanos.
All right. Well, it's going to be about that time for me anyway, fellas. But anyway, thanks for having me, Rex. Nice to see you, Dave. Hope everything goes well with the rest of your kitchen. You don't run into any more surprises.
Yeah, I think it should hopefully be finished in the next
couple of weeks. We will see everybody tomorrow. Hello. Good night.
Yeah, been nice.
And we'll learn about Sherlock Holmes tomorrow, I guess.
Take care.
You had to wait for the point that he was trying to make. Boom, 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 boom. Cliffhanger. Texas Dave. What the hell? He leaves us like that? Come on, man. Tell us what you had on your mind. No, I'm sure we'll learn about that tomorrow. I think I could infer that he was saying that, yeah, the movies didn't follow exactly like, they didn't. It was.
You can just about see the cat on the sofa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I blow you up,
just in the background.
Yeah, I've noticed her. You're very proud of her. You're very proud of her, as well as you should be. I mean, they're a family member, right? And my family member is outside in the dark, so I guess I better go get her. Short one again today, folks. Anyway, I about exhausted everything we had to talk about. Anyway, maybe I'll finish my Hammer movie and move on to greater things. We'll be on Topic List tonight with Jason and Luke. I believe Luke is hosting this week.
Mhm.
So that means I'll be on there from about 8:30, probably 8:45-ish is about when they let us other guys in. But be working on this Euphoria piece probably. I don't know. Might be working on the Bog piece, trying to get some larger interior pages done for future stories, which may go in on this campaign for sure.
Just show you
go ahead.
To show you a cover X before you go.
Sure. Like your little Avengers throw there as well. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you see it?
I can. Yeah. Eclipse Comics. Yeah. They always, the Alien Counters had some wonderful painted covers.
That's nice. That's a really nice cover. That
is this a recent pickup here with this?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got another one on the other side.
Oh, double bagging. Yeah. That looks like maybe a Corbin cover, but maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I think these were published in around about 1983, was it?
Yeah, not 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice. All the Alien Encounters.
I think there was only about 14 issues done though.
Yeah, it didn't have a giant run, but every one of them had painted covers and they were really nice. Eclipse Comics did. I actually have about a long box of some hard to find. Some are harder to find issues from Eclipse. The way I wound up with, of course, I bought all that stuff back in the day. A bunch of it in my first collection that was destroyed. But what I have now, I bought off eBay, and I got almost a complete long box of just Eclipse books that they came out with back in the 80s. What it was Eclipse was going out of business, and this guy did some work for him, and they paid him off in comics. So he wanted the monetary value, so he put them up on eBay for fairly inexpensive, and I bought some nice Eclipse books, all in one fell swoop, and got the Eclipse collection. I've got like a Roger Stern collection, books from Roger Stern, which was one of the people you were talking about in your book there. A writer for Marvel for many, many years. Amongst other things, and Spider-Man, bunch of stuff. And he has his own creator feature book too, where they just kind of feature Roger Stern type stuff. But with some of these creators, they do such, like Roy Thomas. My God, if you did a book on him, he's had his hands in so many things. It would be big volume, right? Yeah, it's, or Jim Shooter. It's sad though that that's becoming a rare thing. People dip their toe in comics and leave. We don't have those creators that are around and writers that are around for decades, or artists that are around for decades doing comics anymore. Yeah, we really didn't know how good we had it and how bad comics could become. But we are fighting against that with our own campaign, Devil Flyer, to bring you some great stories. You will love it. Working on it now, and I'm going to get back to it while Dave goes feeds his cat, because I know it's extremely late over there. It's 10 o'clock when we even start with him, so he's a champ to go to midnight, with us sometimes, or past midnight. And he does not turn it into a pumpkin. I do appreciate that as well.
That's it.
But I got to go get my baby from outside. So keep collecting, and we will see you again tomorrow or later on Topicless.